Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cade's Comics. If this is your first time watching the channel, make sure you subscribe down below so you never miss another video. If this is not your first time watching the channel, welcome back, and I hope you enjoy this video like all the others. Today I have a review for you guys. This is Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips' Kill or Be Killed. As I mentioned in my January haul, I absolutely love this book. It's the first Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips book that I've read. I'm really looking forward to exploring the world that they've kind of created. I know Criminal has a lot of books. Yeah, really enjoyed this book and I'm looking forward to reading their other works. So if you guys aren't aware of this book for whatever reason, it is for mature readers, so just bear that in mind if you do want to check it out for yourself, or you know, if that's a put off for you guys. Just a quick trigger warning, guys. This book does feature themes of suicide, self-harm, and drug abuse. So with this book, like my Lady Killer review, I'm going to break it up into sections. First, I'm going to talk about the artwork, then the story without spoilers, then a spoiler talk, and then finally, my verdict. For those that don't want to watch the full video, here's a really quick summary. I absolutely love this book. Please go check it out. Done. I absolutely love the art style. The deep tones of black mixed with the quite pale colours at times made things really stand out. For example, when you're looking at Dylan's father's artwork, the art style lends itself to that so well. It also lends itself to like these dark corners and the streets and the shadows that Dylan uses to his advantage when he's trying to hide from the law. Just that sense of realism, it goes so much further into helping the book to feel real. And so then when you have like a demon or something, it doesn't feel stupid because this world that Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips have created already feels real with the art style, the storytelling, the narrator, things like that. It doesn't seem out of the realm of possibilities that a demon may or may not be helping Dylan to survive and may or may not need Dylan to kill for him and things like that. It's so well done. I'm sure like if you took this book at face value and thought, oh, it's a demon story or it's a supernatural story, that's a put off for a lot of people, but like I say, it's done so well in this book. One thing that I really grew to love about this book was the whole page spreads with the writing in the column down the side. At first I wasn't a massive fan of that because I would look at the art and then try and read it all and remember what was happening in the story at the same time, but it was something I absolutely grew to love. And so when those pages did come about, I kind of took my time reading it and then like looked at the artwork and appreciated the artwork a little bit more because it's one panel for an entire page. You have to just kind of look at it and you notice things in that panel whilst you're reading. It's great, and I kind of do wish that more books did that. I'm not sure if there are other books do that or if it's just for Kill or Be Killed. But yeah, like I say, I really enjoyed it, and it was something that I grew to like about the book, and it made me appreciate the book a lot more. So what is Kill or Be Killed? Dylan is a guy who is struggling with mental health issues, just like a lot of people in the world right now. He attempts to take his own life, however, isn't successful at it, and after doing so, he's visited by a demon who tells him he let him live, and so he needs to kill people in order to pay him back. This book is a good crime noir thriller. It reminded me quite a lot of Taxi Driver. The unreliable narrator I also really liked. Sometimes when books do that, I'm not the biggest fan, but I thought it was really well used here and it was true to the character. It was so interesting to see the character go from basically feeling the worst he's ever felt about himself to becoming this quote-unquote hero. He sees himself as a hero, however, obviously the stuff he's doing isn't necessarily what a hero would do. But one thing that I wasn't necessarily a big fan of, and this is a minor critique, is that you have a crime task force that's introduced to catch this vigilante. And I feel like it wasn't necessarily utilised as much as it could have been. Obviously this is a story about Dylan, who becomes the crime vigilante. I don't think that's a spoiler really. And the crime task force is trying to find him and hunt him down. But I feel like it maybe could have been used a little bit more to make certain scenes feel more claustrophobic and kind of like a lingering presence in the background. On one hand, you have the demon that he's scared of and that he's got to do all this stuff for. On the other hand, he's got the crime task force in the real world that are hunting him down. I would have liked to necessarily see a little bit more of that, but when that's the only criticism I have, I think it kind of speaks to how good the book actually was. Now I'm going to get into the spoiler talk because I can't really talk any more about this book without spoilers. So I mentioned in the non-spoiler talk that the crime task force could have been utilised a little bit more after they were initially introduced. I think the only other gripe I really have with this is the ending. seeing Kara see the demon, at first you start off thinking, oh, the demon's real. Then I had my doubts, and then Dylan himself comes to the conclusions that the demon's not real. And then the ending, you have Kira, can't remember her name, Kira, I think, seeing the demon. And so you think to yourself, hang on a minute, was the demon actually real all along? Is Kira just seeing the demon because she got exposed to this artwork, the same as Dylan and the same as Dylan's half-brother, and has had mental health issues herself? And it's kind of giving this evil and this terrible feelings and this depression and anxiety a face, something that embodies this entire thing. So it's really interesting to me whether or not the demon was real, or whether or not the demon was just an embodiment of mental health issues and other things that go on throughout the book. A lot of these characters go through a lot of things. I don't like the idea of it being a real demon. I think this demon that passes on from person to person and kind of like makes them do things. The easiest comparison to make is the film Smile. If any of you guys have seen that, it's not a great film, but it's about a demon that passes on from person to person. I don't know, because then necessarily if we hadn't have had that scene, would I have liked it? This kind of leaves it a little bit open-ended, and also makes you think, like, what happened after this? Like, did Kira go and kill a bunch of people, or did she stop seeing the demon, or did she actually even see the demon? One of my favourite things about this book, other than the narration, the violence, the action, the story, they're all so great, but one of my favourite things about this was it shows you an ending that you might have wanted, and then shows you why that would have been a really shit ending. A lot of people, when they see a film, and they're like, oh, if only they'd have done this, if Star-Lord hadn't have punched Thanos, like, they wouldn't have lost half the population. This shows you what would have happened if Dylan had survived. Where does he go from that? Like, does he then start to work with the police as an undercover vigilante and take out people that necessarily get away or that they can't touch? And he becomes this figure of righteousness. And that was an interesting take to have. It was interesting to show why that was another possibility, but also why that was shit. Dylan is a failed character. He is a character that has flaws. He's a character that, you know, isn't like Superman or things. He's not going to survive getting shot. He's a normal human person. Seeing him do all this stuff and be smart about it, and then he succumbs to his own failures. It's such an interesting character. He is almost like a male femme fatale in a way. You have him trying to end his life at the start, and inevitably he's going to wind up dead. He's going to either die by his own hand, he's going to die by someone else's hand, he's going to die doing what he's doing. Or is the demon going to kill him? Who knows? That's kind of set out from the beginning that that's the way his story will end. And so having it end with him becoming a secret agent on a task force would have been a real cop-out ending. When I was reading it and he was like rushed to hospital and survived, I kind of thought, oh no, this like undoes like some of the stuff, and it like makes it a little bit worse. And then when he says, no, I just died, it makes you think like, oh right, so you are getting a good ending, but it's also a melancholic ending. It's just really interesting, and I really, really enjoyed it. This is a book I finished reading at the start of January, and it's now the start of February when I'm recording this, and I already want to reread it. It's not even been a month yet, but just talking about it has me wanting to reread it and wanting to read other things that Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips have done. So I think that's all I really have to say about it, is that it's a story about someone that is a failed character trying to do right in the world, or what his version of right is. It's told so well, it's drawn really well, the art style is amazing, and I'm really glad that I got it in this deluxe edition book, and I'm glad I've read it, and it's an experience that I'm glad I've had. This is such a great story that couldn't have really been told any other way. I'm half hoping they don't adapt any of this into a show or film, because I don't think they'd be able to achieve the same effects with it. But who knows? I mean, The Last of Us is a TV show now, and that's doing well. Before I carry on rambling at you a little bit more, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If anyone is still watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like down below. Leave me a comment as well telling me what you thought, and recommend me some more Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips books, please. And make sure to subscribe so you never miss another video. Who knows, this might become an Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips channel now, and I might just do nothing but that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye guys, bye.